Hey, welcome, punks! This is the Punkery Show, live from the best city in the world, San Fierro. Shout out to Exit, who's trying to get his recordings satiated. He's trying to record stuff right now. His FPS is bomb. If I didn't say it already, this is Rashawn, and Kesh is also here. First time being here in 2 weeks, but finally, summer is starting to go away, and despite that, though, there are times where I still get sweaty while doing the show, and of course, Kesh likes it steamy, right? Obviously. Like it steamy, but yeah.
I like it with clothes on.
Yeah, and you call me vanilla, holy shit. But
Our
But-
Lord Jesus Christ watching. He shouldn't see something he doesn't like.
yes, for those that don't know, as Kesh has said on the show before, she, as a kid, wanted to be a nun. So that is her nunnery coming out.
Took a weird turn of events.
Yes, she wanted the exact opposite of what that was. Her and my mother would love each other if she was a nun. Let's see. Speaking of nuns, I don't know if you heard. Last week, shout out to all the people that know Slim the Foggy. Shout out to Slim the Foggy. I'm not really sure how I started to call Slim the Shady Slim the Foggy. Probably was something that happened a few years ago, but I like the name. But, I think, mods have been a very controversial thing this year. Especially when it is our fault, it is admin's fault, in some way where things are not caught up as quickly as possible. And as things are already established, it is very difficult to go back to ways that they were. Like, for example, I viewed the topic ABOD made, and we've said this on the show already, obviously, but I viewed the topic that ABOD made a few months ago, and Borld posted. It was about, why is racism tolerated on the server? And he basically summed it up. Again, it's like, that issue was not talked about in the inception of the server. So as the server matured, and that was not addressed, it would be awkward, or weird, as Blairs would say, to go back on it and address it again. And that's the same thing for mods and crashes especially. Even though it clearly says no mods, people have tried to validate certain mods as stuff that does not affect gameplay or affects gameplay in a minuscule fashion that has nothing to do with health locking or anything like that. What?
Game sucks, looks shit without mods. Looks shit.
The game looks snit without mods. Oh, we'll get to that guy in a minute, because that's a very drastic change in how the game looks. And maybe, when you look at something like that, to be quite honest with you, there has to be something in that game that he has that messes with gameplay. But with Slim the Foggy, first of all, now I thought about doing a donkey today on Slim the Foggy because, for example, when I make videos, right, I have to censor the chat because, you don't want
Admin comments.
Yeah, you don't want admin commands, you don't want fuck PCA 600, fucking Exit. But you don't want admin commands and admin stuff to seep into viewing readiness, Now, as time has gone on, I've cared less about it. In fact, I'll say right now, there's a part in Rambest goes right my chase after they all blow up in the gas tanks, where I was pressing page up and page down. There is some pink in the chat that you can see, and I saw it, but I was like, screw it, because it's 2 letters, who really gives a damn? But I make sure that I scrub through every part of my videos to make sure that there are no admin stuff in the chat. And that's kind of the same thing that you gotta do when you make videos. You know, you gotta, after you finish it all, you have to watch it in its entirety to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. Because if you made a bad mistake, guess what? You have to,
Gonna render for nothing.
you have to
Upload
render
for nothing.
again. You have to render again. And considering the Los Santos Chase Showcase is gonna be like 50 minutes, after I finish that, which it's almost done, I have to watch through every single minute and second to make sure that everything is fine. And I've done that for every one. There's only, I think, 2 Rate My Chases where I didn't censor a thing properly. It was actually big ones where I forgot to censor like 20 seconds of admin stuff. And what's funny about that is that I uploaded it like in the morning, like I woke up at like 6 a.m. to upload it. And then it went live, and then an hour after it did, I watched it, and I realized there were uncensored parts. Speaking of uncensored parts, do you remember what I said about, before we came on air, about me watching Colgate?
Yeah. I do.
Guess what?
What? DM? RDM? That is it?
I screwed up the command, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, anyway. Yeah, excellent. Sorry for the pause there. I had to make sure I disabled Colgate. I made the wrong command. I announced
What am
I announced the parameters of the command in chat on the screen. So that was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, that's weird. So yeah, Colgate's disabled. So
What happened though? What happened? I want a
So-
description why you got this.
I noticed Colgate join, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, oh, you know, he just does his thing. His thing is a DMing. So I just took a look because I got a tip by Annie that Colgate was DMing a year removed from the last time those two had an altercation. So I just thought, you know, why not I just look at Colgate? And Colgate goes to Palmetto Creek and kills these nuts for, I mean, Samad Robber was there, Fardeen was there, and these nuts was there, but he attacked these nuts, which I don't really understand. So yeah, he died, but I waited because I wanted to see if it was actually DM. So he complained, and that pretty much confirmed to me that it was DM because it's Colgate, and he got his ass kicked. So tell me, what was I talking about? What was I talking about?
So you just dropped the server count by what? 20%?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, okay. I was talking about scrubbing videos. All right. So basically, you have to make sure that your video is scrubbed of everything that you do not want people to see. Just like, for example, if someone uses your computer, you do not want someone to see your porn. You know, so you have to make sure you redistribute things in different ways. But Slim the Foggy, in his complaint topic against the trio of cocksuckers, including Ghost Town and Rocking Hands and whoever, he paused. And in that pause, you can see he had Clio mods. Now, I don't know what Clio mods he had, and those Clio mods may, you know, in a very 2 or 3% way increase his fighting ability, which for some reason, you know, some people seem to think that's okay, which I don't understand.
Wow.
But he had him, and in which case he should get his ass kicked for that. You know, listen, I've grown to like Slim the Foggy a bit more compared to a few years ago.
still a phase.
Yes,
Honestly.
I understand you two have a very tough history.
I mean, I didn't even do anything to him. He just has a particular interest in poking me all the time for no reason.
It's the Balkan thing, I guess.
No, it's the retard thing.
Maybe. Maybe.
But,
Okay.
like, before you go more into this, right? So, I know you're gonna go into this, and you already said that it might enhance this performance, the Clio mode, right?
Yes.
But once upon a time, a few years ago, I actually like wanted to be a hitman a bit, you know, because as you play this game, you almost try every skill out and you get good at almost every skill. And I was like, well, I accumulated enough of money because like hitman is really like money wasting skill or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I have enough money. I don't DM usually. I'm just gonna be a hitman, right? So.
Yeah.
At some point, it really started pissing me off. I don't know if you know, you do know, I'm sure, that like San Andreas has like different sensitivity, horizontal and vertical, you know?
Yes.
Like up and down sensitivity is much different than horizontal sensitivity. And it pissed me off like a great deal. And I was asking like Doogie for a solution, you know? And some of the people that I messaged about this asked like some of the better hitmen of the time. They told me, oh, you can install like mod, you know, which corrects like just that it corrects just XY sensitivity, you know, so it makes it like equal. But you need like to install Clio, you know, pretty much, and then like this mod on top. And I asked Doogie about it, like admin. And I kid you not, I even took a screenshot because I knew that there might be a problem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I took a screenshot and he said, yeah, it's not a problem. You can use it. Like, I told you that you can. And like, if someone's going to give you problems because of it, you can use it, you know? But in the end, like, I figured out that like every time that I will be recording and every time I would press escape button, you know, people would see Clio on bottom, you know? So I was just like, nah, fuck it. I'm not gonna do it, you know, it's too much hassle and like too much like people immediately like think it's dodgy, you know. But what was really weird about it, like to this day, is that like Doogie actually wasn't against it, you know. Which is weird, but
Well, that changes the entire argument.
yes,
Which is,
that's why. Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but kind of like I ruined your argument now, and like I probably gave like a lot of excuses to a lot of people that are hacking or like are abusing the thing or whatever. Oh no, I just had XY sensitivity mod installed, you know. Yeah, you probably didn't, you know, because if you would actually give a shit, like you would figure out that like it doesn't weigh out your reputation or whatever as a player, and like you just wouldn't use it, you know. I mean, I in the end decided not to, and you know, I'm still a shit hitman, but at least I don't have a Clio.
Well, that explains a lot. Actually, it explains a lot of things. You know, yeah. See, I'm glad you said that, but now I have no idea what to say. Because
yeah, I know you have no idea what to say because like Doogie just completely fucked you here, right? But that was actually like, you know, Doogie doesn't respond and stuff like that, but that was like on IRC, and I explicitly remember like taking a screenshot of it because I was like, okay, no one's gonna believe this, you know. But yeah.
damn, I mean, in that case, that pretty much is a green light.
There might be a case where he said, "Don't tell anyone I told you again." You know, I probably forgot about that one.
Yes, you clearly did. But yeah, you know, my thought was, it felt like a favoring of people that people think have a brain. I don't know. Because one problem I've always had with people is that, oh, Slimdafagi has these mods, and somehow we're okay. Whereas, if some unknown cocksucker had these mods, nobody would rush to the defense. And I don't like that idea. Now, here's the thing, though. Slimdafagi did not fight the decision. I'm not really blaming him. It's just that I just didn't understand how he was exonerated. But after hearing that, it makes sense.
I just can't believe that I almost like, gave a break to a guy that I fucking hate.
Yeah, but the thing is now is that there has to be some kind of, specificity. I'll get to XD Patrick in a bit alone, but there has to be some kind of specificity, whatever the word is, of what people can use. And I just don't understand how it is so difficult for people to use the vanilla game.
Yeah, I don't
But
either.
I also made a point is that, for example, if we didn't have these nasty, dirty cheaters like Ghost Town and Rocking Hands, and shout out to some mob were on the server too, you're part of it. If we didn't have these nasty, dirty cheaters on the server, then
Shit, what a shout out.
what a shout out. Then people would not be inclined to even use these mods in the first place, which always goes back to the problem that bans are 2 weeks. That is the root of every problem on this server. That bans are 2 weeks, whether it's lagged shot, or Clio mods, or crashes, or, anything. The root of the issue is that bans are 2 weeks. And as long as bans are 2 weeks, and people come back and they can cheat and do the same snit, well, guess what? People are going to use alternatives that are quote-unquote not explicitly and, demonstratively cheating, but are like ways to increase the way that you can fight by a few percentage points. And if those bad people weren't around, guess what? Those guys wouldn't use crashes. They wouldn't use whatever, So that's the root of the problem. 2 weeks has always been the problem. And until that's fixed, which it won't, then people are going to still use those crashes, the Clio, the whatever. Because you gotta, in some way, one-up or get even with the people who are obviously cheating. Like, for example, there was a Rocking Hands video. Shout out to Exit and 5. They just collided. GG. GG. What noobs. Okay. What noobs. But but yeah, that's the bottom line, pretty much. And but yeah, in that case, I don't know. Slimdafagi was exonerated, which I don't think anyone told him to not have the mods.
Wow, maybe he asked Zugi. Maybe you should PM Zugi. Did you allow him? But that's some weird shit as well, Admins just you have admins punish as they see fit and stuff like that, but admins make up their rules as they see fit or something. Like one admin says you can, the other one says you can't. I mean, in my case, really, it would have been it would have been it would have stayed at that, It would just been X and Y sensitivity for real. But in the end, mod is a mod, and if we say no mods, it's no mods,
Yeah, and you wish that it could be like that, but
Except maybe what is detailed radar mode or something. That
Yes.
one is allowed on the website, but the rest aren't. So.
Oh, excuse me. The thing is that I have no interest in installing mods because even though I was a teenager at the time, the time that I tried to install a mod, my game crashed every time I went into Paradiso. So I just, from that day, I just didn't want to bother with any type of mod ever. So I don't understand what it is.
Actually, mods can pretty mess you up. I mean, like, I think it was me or my bro who, like, you know, we didn't have original game. We downloaded it, you know, from the
Illegal.
yeah. And like a funny mod came with it, you know, that I spoke about with before. Like it was like a hot coffee mode, you know. And I didn't even know what it was until like I ran it. At some point I was like, oh holy shit, what is that in folder? You know, like with the game, it came with the game. And I just ran it and I kind of figured out what it was, you know. But as you like ran it or whatever, you know, it installs something and like I didn't know how to remove it or whatever, you know. And I forgot about it because like I didn't like play it or whatever the game anymore. But my neighbor at the time, who was like little kid, he was like 5-6 years old. They didn't have like a good PC, you know. So every day, like when he would come from, I don't know, maybe he was already going to school, actually, like maybe first years of the school. And every time he would like come home, he would run like at our front door and he would ring the bell, you know. And at some point, like it really started getting annoying already, you know. He was here every single day. And we had like a computer upstairs and I was just like turned on, I would turn on PC for him and like make the game run because he didn't know how to. And then I would leave him like for 4 hours, you know. I had other stuff to do, like high school work or whatever. And he would just play the game. Like I came in there a few times and like he was really crazy about freeway, you know, because his dad had a chopper and he was like driving chopper usually like in game, you know. But then one time I walk in and this kid is banging a chick. And he didn't know what to do. He didn't know like how to alt tab or how to cancel or something. And he had like the red face and I was like, you know, and I couldn't even be mad at him. I wasn't like, what is this? Because I kind of knew what it was. And I was like, oh shit, like we didn't like put the fresh game on for him, you know? So somehow like this little kid like figured out how to do missions and he probably got like the Michelle mission or something. And that thing just happened, you know? So long story short, it can't, like mods can ruin your life. You know, I probably screwed up that little kid's life with that. Like he got scarred for life.
Well, he must be a teenager now, right?
Oh yeah, he's got a girlfriend and everything.
Yeah, so you know.
I hope it's not just a facade, you know. But who knows?
Yeah, so when he got his grill and you know they did their thing, he remembered back. Oh, that was what that was for. So.
Yep. So kids don't do mods or whatever.
Just don't do mods. That reminds me of the time when my 3-year-old sister somehow deleted my Madden save game. So.
Oh, did it make you angry?
It made me furious. I was furious. Completely furious. Bigly furious. But yeah, there you go, kids. Mods are still very uncertain right now, but obviously, after hearing Kesh's story, you should be off the mods forever. Also, who should be off mods forever, as Lone reminded us, XD Patrick. XD Patrick.
I don't think there's help for him.
There is no help for him. I mean, this dude, like, where do you even start? Like, the Saints Row 2 looking game with SpongeBob as the you know, fist icon. Like, I don't really understand. Like, you look at the rules to begin the game. It says no mods, and this guy has like 70 mods. I really don't understand. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
The game looks good, but
the game looks terrible. See, I mean, the thing is that I saw Pete Zamo in Discord. He was like, wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I don't get this incorrect here, because he was commenting how San Andreas was free somehow. He was like, "Oh, I bought the game, but now it's free." Well, first of all, Zamo, you're like 16, 15 years old. I bought this game 13 years ago, bro.
Imagine being that entitled to think that because you bought a game, it should never be.
Yeah, I think TF2 had more of an impact than San Andreas, because at least they gave San Andreas free 15 years after the game came out, whereas TF2 became free, what, 4 or 5 years? 2? Was it really 2? Well,
I don't know. And no, I think it was more, but it seemed really soon.
Yeah, because I bought the game in 2011, and I think it became free in like probably 2015. That's kind of more. That's a bit more profound than San Andreas going free. But I forgot where I was going with this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I actually, like, for people that are interested and that don't have the game yet, I shared a link today in Discord. You can get a free copy of GTA San Andreas in case you only have Pirates as one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people on the server have to pirate San Andreas. Go legal, people. Go legal.
It's from Rockstar, actually. They just want you to install Rockstar Social and you get free game with it.
Exactly. It's a great perk. But it is kind of funny for XD Patrick to state that the game looks like snit. I mean, to be quite honest with you, obviously when the game came out, and if you're playing on a piece of dirt, the game looks terrible. But if you have an overkill system, the game actually looks, for what the game is, the game looks really good. But if you're a cocksucker that plays under 800 by 600, you get 30 FPS, you got a 16-bit resolution, then obviously, yeah, the game looks terrible. I mean, San Andreas is the game where you can look at one person's video and see the game looks terrible, and you can look at another person's video and the game looks great. That's how it'd be. And XD Patrick's game looks the worst I've ever seen. I don't know if you've seen Dino King's video.
I have not, but that crosshair that I've seen on Patrick, I don't know why he thinks that looks cooler. I don't know, it looks pretty bad.
I don't know, I guess people just want stuff to look different, but
yeah, I don't think it's that much about, like, better, just different, I guess. People are like that with almost everything these days.
Yeah, but seeing that actually made me, for about 3 seconds, made me want to play Saints Row 2. The game, it just looks so similar. I mean, but the guy just everyone must know that no mods are allowed except for one. Yet this guy just blatantly put his video in the Discord to show his 72 mods. I mean, where's the brain at?
I mean, I don't even understand it from that point of view, because, like, you literally have to be ignorant or, like, oblivious to things at some point. Like, if people are, like, whenever you're fighting people, or, like, you see other people fighting and they call each other out for mods, and your first, like, question would be, what are mods, What are people, like, throwing at each other, Like, what are people throwing at each other? What is this chat about, Like, what are the mods? And then you would go look, like, at the website or something, and you would see, oh, no mods are allowed. That's why some people are calling out other for mods, because no mods are allowed,
Yeah.
And then the third thing, or the second would be like, oh, like, what mods are allowed then, And you would, like, instantly see that, like, there's just one that is allowed, So I mean, like, I don't understand, like, how brain of those people functions. It's almost like on CS:GO, Like, you have some people that play the game for a super long time, yet they don't ever go the first step, you know, to learn how to spray. Like at some point you would be like, oh, where did my bullets go, you know? Why my bullets don't go where I'm aiming, you know? Oh, there's recoil, you know? And then you type in YouTube how to control spray in CSGO, you know? And you find out like a spray patterns and stuff like that. So like it's same like here, you know, people are throwing at each other like, oh, you're modding or you have mods or something, and you're like, you don't wonder, hey, what are mods? You know, do I have them? Like, I don't know, like, because he apparently like is completely oblivious that he even has mods. So
Yeah, he had no remorse whatsoever. You know, in the case of CSGO, it's like, shit, my bullets didn't register, and it's always the game's fault, you know. It's always someone else's fault, because XD Patrick, you know, did not at one point say, "Oh, I'm sorry, or whatever, I didn't know, or I understand." Like, he didn't in one moment say he understands, or whatever. And that's really the problem. That is the big problem of how it be. Big problem. So XD Patrick is a huge, huge idiot. Speaking of huge, hey Kesh, where the soundtrack at?
I made it actually. I just didn't send you it.
Ooh,
I
nice.
actually made it a few days ago. I just was away. I actually went for a weekend. You will laugh at this. So for
Seaside?
the weekend, yeah, like it's mid-September here, you know. Well, everywhere. That was kind of stupid. So what I wanted to say actually, see, it's like the foot and mouth disease. So what I actually wanted to say is that for the second week of September, it's still quite warm here, you know. Like for the next 3 weeks, and actually today has been raining, and for the next 3 weekends, it's forecasted that it's gonna rain, you know. So me and my family were like, well, it's September already, and like, should we go on Seaside? It's probably gonna be a bit cold. But then we were like, well, this is the last weekend, like for real, like the last weekend of the year we can go on Seaside, you know, because it's gonna be rain in a few weeks and it's really gonna cool down too much and the sea is gonna be cold. Mm-hmm. So we went on Seaside, and smart me, you know, I was like, oh man, it's like second week of the September, like I don't need to put sunscreen on.
Oh my god.
And it didn't feel hot, you know. And I got fucking really badly sunburned, like in the middle of September. So I was actually ashamed, like I'm now in flat, like back in my apartment. And I went to shop only like at 8 o'clock at night when it's already a bit dark. So people can't see I'm sunburned, because it looks pretty stupid. Like a person mid-September and being sunburned, you know? It legit looks pretty stupid.
Listen here, Kesh, alright? Even your closest friends on this server can tell you that the sentence, "Oh, I don't need to put on sunscreen today," would not make sense for you.
I was pretty excited, you know, for once I will not have to put sunscreen on. And like, it didn't feel bad, you know, like in summer it legit feels like I'm burning, you know, like my face is burning. But now, like, I didn't feel like I was super burning, you know, it felt like okay-ish. But then as we started like driving home, I started to feel it, you know, like my face felt like sandpaper. And I'm actually feeling already, it's like day 2 now, or day 3. Yeah, day 3 since I got home, and yeah.
Well, in that case, you need a redo. You need to go back in October.
Yeah. It was like actually pretty busy, you know. Like I expected us, like we didn't like rent anything or whatever, you know, when we went down there, because for the starts, like we didn't know if my bro is gonna go with us because he was kind of busy, and then my dad decided that he can't go because he has some meeting and stuff like that. So we didn't have like anything reserved, you know. and we were already driving at the seaside. And then at some point I was like, holy shit, maybe we should look up anyway, you know. And it's not as if like everything is booked out and everything is like full, you know. But you would be amazed how full it was still, because like the how to say, what's the word, like the clientele or like the people that are at seaside change, you know. Like in summer you have mostly like young people, or I don't know, like teenagers and families and stuff like that. But now it was like mainly it was like people that are retired, you know, because they don't like to sit in sun and they're kind of old, you know. And also there was like also like a lot of people with kids, the little kids, you know, that they don't have to go to school, because like if you're like 10 years old or I don't know whatever, then in September you have to go to school. But I guess like it makes a lot of sense, like if you have 3-4-year-old kid, you know, that you don't drag them to seaside like in the biggest heat, you know, because they don't need to go to school anyway. So you take them now, you know, at the end of the August or start of September, because it's like not as hot and they will not get sunburned, or it's easier to protect them and they don't need to go to school. So yeah, it was kind of like busy still. I was surprised.
Well, I guess a lot of people had the same idea you had. It's mid-September, the weather's changing, let's go out for let's smell the air one more time in the seaside. Just like what your mom said about, there's something in the air. That's, you know, there's something in the air in the seaside. People just wanted to smell that air one more time, you know. That's how it be.
Yeah.
In that case, you go in October. You've got one more chance. You go in October. In fact, go for your birthday. Good idea.
Yeah, could go for my birthday.
Well, it's October 1st, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure I'll forget, but you know, here's the thing about birthdays, right? Is that you have to make it clear from the beginning that you are gonna have low expectations for yourself on your own memory. So you know, you say your birthday is, even though I'll likely not forget. Let's just say I'll forget, and when it actually happens, I won't forget, and you'll be surprised in a positive way.
I have like really easy date, as like it, you know, like I'm that sort of a person who kind of remembers stuff more if there's story around them. I mean, I guess like even when I have to study facts and stuff like that. Like for example, at anatomy, like I memorized like some vessels and muscles and stuff like that as rooms in house, you know, in my own house, because I would remember where's what, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, I have like associative memory like that and stuff like that. So yeah, like how to remember my birthday is, I used to have a schoolmate that had a birthday on 1st of September, and I always like used to joke at him, like make fun of him, because I said that's literally the worst date in the whole year you can have birthday, because school starts then, you know, and exactly. no one likes it, like starting school and then you can't properly celebrate. And it is like primary and high school here start on 1st of September, but I didn't think that far to think that like one day it's gonna be me, you know, because university here starts on 1st of October, you know. So it's literally like a sad day for me, because like you need to go back to uni, you know. It's like shit.
Then you got destroyed. It's better to have your birthday on Halloween or something, you know.
Yours is like April or something, no?
Yeah, it's April. It's April 8th. April 8th, so I expect the present. Okay, so I
have like sometimes too, you know, to save money for what? For a brand new PC or something? Oh, I can get you Intel, not AMD.
We can trade. Yeah, good idea. We can trade.
Man. Do you get like big? Do you get big birthday presents usually?
No, just cash. That's it.
Cash usually?
If anything, cash. Yes, that's it. Because
wow.
After a while.
When you blow it on hookers.
I should, but
you should.
I don't.
Hookers and cocaine.
Oh no, I don't take cocaine. I ain't getting to that. But hookers for sure, definitely. I would definitely blow cash
What?
on
Oh,
hookers. Definitely.
cash. Okay, okay.
Yes, I'll definitely blow cash. Yes, obviously.
You
Yeah.
don't have like hookers, and like, is there a red light district like close to where you live? Is there like designated area? Like,
Apparently there is, but I don't know where it is.
wow.
Apparently it's in downtown Hartford somewhere, but I do not know. And I do not want to
You
get.
can-
I'm scared of
you
being
can-
taken down for prostitution, soliciting a prostitute, soliciting a prostitute. So that's how it be.
No, I was just gonna ask you if you can find those info like on Google Maps. Like, is it marked red light district? It would be pretty cool when you're in need. You need to like.
I'll
Like,
actually search that.
You have like restaurants marked and like monuments and stuff like that. I wonder like if red light districts are marked because, like, for example, in Netherlands, like in Holland,
Obviously, Netherlands,
you know,
yeah, obviously
They-
that country.
they are legal. Red light districts are legal, so it would make sense. Like, they're like any other business, so it would make sense they are marked on the map,
That's
like a restaurant or something.
If every country was like the Netherlands, I think we'd all be happy. I think we would all be happy. Sometimes I wonder, why are things illegal? Like, for example, why is weed illegal? Why is prostitution illegal? I don't get it. I really don't understand. In fact, every time I leave Discord at nights, there's an owner of an NFL team. His name is Robert Kraft. He's old as fuck. He's like 70-something years old, but his wife passed away. So there was a scandal a little bit back in January, February. After they won the Super Bowl, it came out that Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, was, I guess, he was found to be in trouble for soliciting a prostitute. But I'm like, bro, like, his wife died. I know he's old as fuck.
He doesn't have working hands.
Yeah. But I don't know how that works when you're 70 years old, but listen, he's a billionaire. He just wants some fuck. I mean, seriously, dude, like, why try to chastise this dude? Like, seriously,
Why make it hard for this dude? Literally.
Exactly. Exactly. Just let a prostitute do whatever. Like, seriously, like, that's why I don't
paid
understand.
her well, and she was kind of happy that she was sucking off a rich dude, not some like truck lorry driver like that didn't wash his pee-pee for two whilst on the road.
Exactly. I'm sure Robert Kraft keeps himself very clean. All right. So I just wonder, like, every time I leave Discord, I'm like, Robert Kraft did nothing wrong, because even though he got that prostitute, what's wrong with that? He has good reason to get a prostitute, so I don't see any issue with that whatsoever. And they laugh at it, but nothing wrong at all. That's how it is. Everything should be legal. Nice job, Five. Nice job. I just saw that, Five. Nice job. He just crashed into the gas tanks. Him and Lone just destroyed Jizzle forever, and then Lone, Five for no reason, goes in the gas tanks. But yeah, everything should be legal. Weed, hookers, everything should be legal. It's just that I'm too scared to get brought down for solicitation. So
do you think like YouTube indexes the videos like that?
What? Solicitation?
Like, no, I mean, like, YouTube probably has some algorithms which quickly listen through the whole video, and they probably like listen for words like bomb, terrorism, hookers.
I think it does that. It does do that, I'm pretty sure.
Now we have it all. GG.
Yeah, there's this YouTubers, they talk about how their videos have been demonetized because they talk about a certain thing, which is pretty, I didn't know that was possible. But yeah, that's how it
So
be.
now we have it all. Now we even have bomb and shit.
Yeah, it's funny though. Speaking of that, I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast with he had Charlemagne the God and Andrew Schultz on there, and they were bewildered how they were bewildered. Well, yeah, one of them was bewildered how I guess he was watching a YouTube video on something, and then on like Instagram, he would see ads for the same thing. And it's like, oh god, like, oh shit, like, on a completely different platform, seeing the same shit. And I'm like, bro, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I already told you how amazed I am by just simply like by Google Drive, like it indexes your pictures without even tagging anything, without you even tagging anything. It's like at some point it kind of gets a little bit scary, you know? Like I'm like, oh, holy shit, I didn't want you to know all of this, you know? What fucking button did I press, or where did I agree to something that like allows you to scan all my pictures for this, what's in them, you know? Like that's kind of scary.
Yeah, but after a while, we just all got to deal with it.
Huh?
There's no way.
I mean, good job I'm not some like famous person or something, so I don't give a shit, you know? If someone sees my ass in America, like, holy shit, that's some Slovenian ass, you know? Who gives a fuck, you know? I'm like, no one. But like it's just like the same thing as zillions other people have, you know. But if I were actually like someone like significant, I would be a bit worried, you know.
Like a celebrity?
Yeah, maybe celebrity, or I don't know, like.
That reminds me of some celebrity a few months ago called Bella Thorne. She was doing a photo shoot or something, and I guess a photographer was being an asshole and was gonna leak her snit. So guess what she did? Before he could leak her snit, she leaked her snit. And that,
Recipes, bro.
yeah. In that case, after that, it was kind of good for her somehow. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why it was good. I just can't explain it. You know, like, for example, like if you, like, I have an example of this, I just don't know what exactly, but like if you were to show your cojones yourself, that would be a lot less of an issue if someone else showed your cojones, you know? I guess. I don't know.
True.
Yeah, because, especially on purpose. If you do it on purpose, that's, you know, just like how, I was gonna say something about Parrish, but I don't remember if that applies. You know, yeah, Parrish, you know, she tells stuff about herself that are, you know, are kind of odd, but that's better than someone else revealing that, I guess. I don't know. I have a great example, I just don't know what it is. But yeah, that's how it be. That's just how it be.
Yep. She was actually online yesterday.
What, playing?
No, Parrish. Parrish was online yesterday. I think I saw
In-game?
her on Last Ventures, yeah.
Oh.
She was talking some deep stuff again.
Yeah, Parrish is a great example of that. You know, she, in fact, you're a great example of that too. You tell all of your demons in public, demons that most people that wouldn't want to have out. You tell your demons, and funny thing is, when you tell your demons, no one seems to care.
Sure.
But if someone else were to tell your demons, then it would be a big issue. So, you know, that's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. So, that's how it be.
But I was surprised yesterday. I came online. I only saw Chivo. Is he online now?
No, Chivo is not online right now.
There was no greens, no regulars that are usually there. It's pretty.
Yeah, in fact, the demon thing may be a reason why Chivo's not going to come on the show, because, you know, he's a bit apprehensive about a few things. But, you know, Chivo, if you're going to listen to this...
What a pussy.
If you're going to listen to this, Chivo, if you're the one to reveal your own demons, then nobody can reveal your demons. Even though your demons, nobody would get your demons anyway, so... But still, either way.
So tell me what happened, like what happened now, where are we when it comes to interviews and stuff like that?
There is an interview that is going to come soon, but I cannot say anything about it. It's
Really? So secretive?
yes, it's a secret stream. It's gonna be a
What?
it's gonna not a stream. I just say that it's gonna be a tell-all. It's gonna be a tell-all, but I can't say who it is yet because they don't want to be
Oh.
revealed.
Damn, that's exciting. I hope it's gonna be more than 14 players on server.
Hopefully.
Else it's not gonna be as big reveal as that person hopes for. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, but we'll see. I don't know what date it'll be because they said they wanted to possibly postpone, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. So, but we'll see. We'll bin see. That'll do it with the Punkery Show. In hopefully a couple days, maybe, Los Santos Chase Showcase should come out. For the past week, I've been doing a thing that I should not have been doing. Concerning that,
Preparing for November.
no, I am not preparing for NoFap November. No, I am not. On the Los Santos Chase Showcase, there's going to be a separate video where it is going to track, in some ballpark, it's going to track the vehicle healths of people, certain people, which was a mistake because it took too long to do. Also, it's going to have live grades, quote unquote live grades, to give people an idea of how cops are doing during the chase. It's not as exciting as I'm explaining it to be. It's not really. But I'm only going to do that for the Los Santos Chase Showcase because it took too long to do and it's not worth me to do. So that's just an exclusive for Los Santos. So GG to that. So yeah, in a few days, hopefully that'll be up, and maybe in like 3 weeks we'll see the San Fierro Chase Showcase or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Punkery Show. For Cash, this is Rashawn, and we'll see y'all another time. This is dead.
What's this?